Guys, welcome. You got 2 packages tonight for anyone who might care to redeem some packages. But other than that, we got this interesting build here. So until those get redeemed, we could begin to show this off. As I clean off parts of my desk here. Alrighty. Oh, one thing I should just mention here. SPRiT Kimchi did ask, did we get the Falcon working? And the answer to that is yes, with a but. So it was easy to reflash this, actually. It did require opening it up and then, like, you know, hitting those 2 reset pads. Because the reset button, or the thing that was supposed to be the reset button on the top, is just not working. Digimon or Pokemon? Andy, welcome. I don't know. Why not both? Why do I have to choose? I think Digimon... Whoops, meant to type that to my mom. Oh, got it. All right. But yeah, other than that... So I did get this working, but a couple of issues were that the keys are horribly crooked because the switches are misaligned. And the switches are misaligned because the plate cutouts were actually really, really wide. So the width made it really easy to pull switches out, but really bad for doing any kind of alignment. So that's one problem. The second problem is, I think after all of that work we did, there might still be some bad switches. I think like the A is a little funky just in terms of how it feels. And then I think this one has some trouble actuating this left bracket. So we might need to make some adjustments to this sometime down the line. We'll see. But all is good. Again, 2 packages to redeem if anyone wants to redeem them. But if not, then you know, we'll look at today's build. We got here the Noxary X60 R. We took a look at this recently when we opened it up. It didn't really have its own box other than the mailing box it came in, so I've just kind of put together this flatbread box. And this is it right here. This is a heavily patinaed brass situation that we got going on here, and it's crazy how low the front height is. Like this package. That's not how you redeem a package, Andy. All right, we also got 1 PCB, brass plate. And that's kind of about it, but we can go and grab this guy here. These switches that we'll be using tonight. Another, whoa, somewhat classic switch here. I'll be honest in saying that a lot of people will probably find this build to be kind of funny. As I will probably say as people kind of trickle in and out here. Package. That's 200 points. Makes a package. Alright, we got these guys. Everyone's favorite Franken switch of like 2018. Open box. Open. Dude, I can't open the packages if you guys don't redeem them. I just can't. So yes, feel free exclamation build if you want to see what switches these are. I refrain from saying the name. Redeem package. Thank you for this, guys. All right, this guy taped this up pretty good. Ooh. So that is interesting. This has a protrusion on this PCB that's very reminiscent of the KMac Happy. I wonder how well it would fit if I were to use something like this. I just don't know if it's protruding enough. Let's see. Please open. Dude, I can't open it without the proper redemption. Just can't. KMac Happy PCB. Kill Combat, welcome. Open the box or I'll do something bad. Oh yeah, what's that? Redeem more message highlights. Okay, so this is the KMac Happy. Trying to figure out what it is I'm looking at here. Ah, interesting. Okay. Why do I feel like I'm crazy looking at this? Okay. Huh? Oh, you know what? Is I think that's Dude, I feel like I'm crazy just looking at this. It's like the connector is on the other side of the PCB, like the opposite side. And that's kind of interesting. Yeah. So I don't think that would work. Anthixius, welcome. Open box or Rito. Do it or else. Or else. Interesting. Okay, so it's almost like, well, I guess I could desolder it and then flip it or something, right? I don't know if that's how it would work. But also, you might need calipers to just kind of make sure that this is at the right spot and the right length. I don't have enough points to redeem open box, but please take the sacrifice instead. Thank you guys for this. All right, so we have some stabilizers to do. I wonder which ones I should use. Oh, Anthixius redeemed open a package. Is Anthixius a hacker? Bruh, I got you. All right, I guess we're opening these packages now. All right. Anthixius, they were doing their best to not redeem or open the packages. I don't have it. Wait, does not everyone have that option? Wait, is that what was going on? I don't know what to tell you guys. It's there. It's there for me. Yeah, and there's no like, there doesn't seem to be any issue. Oh. Stop hacking, bro. All right, I'm trying to open this box here. This here box here. Surprisingly, this is not the most obvious box to open. What? They really taped this up, didn't they? How is this? Dude, I feel like I'm going crazy. We're gaslighting people into package openings now. I don't understand how you open this. What the? Did I cut this open on a side I'm not supposed to? understand this. I'm just gonna cut it. Like this works. Oh, what? Dude, no way. Wait, there's no way. Is this box 2 boxes taped together? All hex is going on. Hey, yo, spring roll. Nap Wizard, welcome. Reverse package opening. This box is 2 boxes taped together. I'm trying not to dox. Void open box. Boxception. Yeah, it definitely is. This was literally... I did not anticipate that. Alright, now I have to find how these individual boxes open up because there's just a bunch of tape all over it. But I definitely cut open... On both of them, I cut open sides I definitely wasn't supposed to. Cancel double boxes taped together. Cancel Amphixius for actually running the package redeem. Oh my god. What is this? Alright, one at a time. How do we open this? Alright, I'm realizing that's a bottom. Okay, here we go. Alrighty, good God, why was that package so crazy? And you guys got one more box and I redeemed. I think I deserve a fat sloppy thank you. Alright, so now that we have both of these boxes open, let me go and flip both of them open. We got some desk mats, guys, from Makibo. Busy Town. We got these Busy Town desk mats. One of them is rough and one of them is smooth. I was planning on giving one to Ada, and I think I'm going to give her the smooth one because I kind of like these rough ones. Wow, this looks really like vibrant on the camera. Oh, those are sick. I think it looks really, really good. Like in real life, it looks pretty good, but it like looks even better on the stream. I'm not gonna lie. I actually really like it. That's cool. Alright, and then the other one here is the smooth one, which I'll leave for Ada. Very cool, very cool. Okay. Second and final package up next. How tall this box is for it's like all unpadded. This finally came in. Muted 2. GMK Muted 2 in the building. I almost instantly regretted buying this but I get this feeling that when I open it up, I'll be like, oh, this looks pretty good. And you know, this could be a good candidate of what we run today for today's build. I don't know if you guys are interested in seeing what Muted 2 looks like, but we could throw it on this the X60 R if you guys want to see it when we finish. Presuming that we finish, because, you know, I've had some luck lately, right? What's up, McJizzle? What's going on? What is up? Alrighty. So those are the packages. I think it's time for a build. But I think we need a third desk mat. Bro, that desk mat is the business? Yeah, no, it looks really good. Really good. Okay, let me go grab a third desk mat now for using as a work mat. Alrighty. Okay. Let's begin. I don't know what stabilizers to use, guys. We got the SPRiT X60 R with a super low front height. Yeah, pretty standard PCB here. So we're just gonna need our normal stabilizers. You guys think I should run TX or should I go something a little more classic to go with this classic build? Also, I might have other stabilizers that I've just kind of forgotten about. Apparently I have some old Owl Lab stabilizers here. I don't think I've used these, but we did just use Owl Lab stabilizers on our QK60. I think we have some Gateron ones too, but I think we need like a replacement 7U because we've used some of them already. Actually, we need more than that. So yeah, this is not really enough. Just looking through some old stabilizers right now. Taking our time here. Okay, so I have a ton of old TX stabilizers. But I don't know how many. So I have 4 in here. I'm guessing this is, yeah, this has got to be 1.6. Ayo, did you end up getting it on CRP R5? Started loading up on my cart and realized I went little kid in the candy store with it. I did, and I also did do that too, yes. Definitely went little kid in the candy store with it. But I think even more so for R4. R4 was bad, man. R4 was very bad. R5 I didn't go so crazy. I basically got 3 kits. It's like 3 different types of alphas, 3 sets of mods, and then I one-upped. I got 4 sets of R5 because I'm missing 1 for R4. Okay. Honestly, I feel like we could do TX. Yeah, why not? So we're gonna do TX, and then for the third one, I will grab one of those replacement wires. My fucking guy's bugged a bit, but like CRP is so good, it's hard to not justify it. I'm gonna grab like 3 kits / mods too. Yeah. And don't sleep on R5 either, man. R5 is the shit. All right. These are, this is 1.6, 1.6. Dude, am I crazy? What have I just done? Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need to keep this out. I'm going crazy looking at all this craziness. Thank you for your patience, guys. Sorting all this away here. Which three are you thinking of getting? Out of curiosity. All right. We should also test the PCB, huh? Guess maybe we could do that first. Future bound, welcome. I wonder if this is VIA compatible. Does not seem to be the case right off the bat. Nice. Good layout so far. Dare I say great layout. Great. Let's grab another set of tweezers here and just check to see if this works the way we intend it to. Oh yeah, I like that. Oh, this guy's a goat. The guy who sold it to me. Oh, okay, is this delete? Oh, the goat. Alright, caps lock. Oh, the goat! That's all you need, honestly. Alright. Well, I might not need to reprogram this. Or remap this or anything. It is looking very good here. Win. Alt. Great. Great. Oh, the goat! Alright, that one's a little tiny bit weird. Both alts are left alts. That's a tiny bit weird, but I think that that's otherwise acceptable. I'm thinking Desco Black, Greek Tulip, and regular Tulip. I was thinking about some of the others, but the Egyptian and some of the other ones are a bit extra. Ironic that I'm not a massive Sublegend guy, with certain exceptions. Exceptions are good. Desco Black is cool. I got that in round 4. I did go up on Greek tulip and regular tulip. Yeah, the Egyptian is super extra. I feel like that seems really fun when we look at it at renders right now, or like, you know, these designs or whatever right now. But I don't know. I might regret not getting it, I admit. But at the same time, I feel like if I did get it, I'd be like, oh, this is cool for like a day. I got in on the Japanese pink, the black pink. I think that one is really cool. I think I really like how for the last 2 rounds they did it in all white, and now they're doing it in beige. So they did it in beige, I think, in round 2, I believe, and I thought that it looked good, but it's just hard to get your hands on it. And on top of that, I don't think it had HHKB compatibility. But yeah, no, I encourage it, man. But you know me, I encourage a lot of bad things here. Okay, let's begin this here. Fuck, why you gotta enable me? I don't know, man. I don't gotta answer that. Alright, we're gonna keep that off to the side there. Alright, that is 7U. Alright. Grab a couple of brushes, green and blue. Whew. To be honest, if I were, I wouldn't really have any reason to get other keycaps for the next few builds unless they're themed. That's my rationalization. I'm sticking to it. I don't think so. Honestly, like I'm a guy who's almost entirely GMK and CRP. I'll do DCS when it's for Alps, typically. But yeah, I don't know. Like I'll do DCS, like I'll do other profiles sometimes otherwise, but like you really can't go wrong with CRP in terms of how it feels, and you really can't go wrong with GMK in terms of how it looks. I just think they're both so good, and yeah, I don't fault you. I wasn't expecting CRP to feel as good as it does when I got R4 in the aftermarket. It's crazy, right? I think it feels better than OG dye subs. It feels really good. The textures, I don't know, they got it down. Getting through these, we're doing these black TX stabilizers. 1.6, I believe that this PCB is, in fact, that thick. Wait, shit, you got a build going? Hell yeah. I refrained from saying Frankenswitch names, even though that this has been converted into something of a real-ish switch. I think it is always important to specify that if I Frankenswitch, it only makes more sense to tell you what's in it so as to not confuse. There's no confusion as to what I'm running. PC, welcome. Wait, guys, I got one time. Hey, one time for PC Load Letter. Hey, shouts out PC Load Letter. PC Load Letter. Hopefully all goes well. But I appreciate yours and everybody else's help. What was it? Friday. Much, much appreciated. I literally knew nothing except that it was HHKB layout. Honestly, I'm going to be totally 100% honest. At this point, like, I don't even know that much about these keyboards, to be honest. Like, I think, like, for me, a lot of what I seem to be, like, sort of getting myself into really boils down to the aesthetic. And then if there's anything interesting past the aesthetic, then it's just, like, a huge, huge bonus. What I did know is that, like, the way that they've been plugging the Vero has looked really, really good, to the point where I was just mainly focusing on how good it looked and totally forgot that it actually had a 6U spacebar. Not that I have any problems with it, I just forgot. Oh my goodness. I don't know how I got that much lube on there. But yeah, among all the other boards that I've gotten my hands on lately, are 6U and 7U HHKB equal to you? I like Topre 6U. I think the idea of 7U, I like the symmetry, but at the same time, I think that the 6U HHKB look is one, it's classic, and two, I think it looks really good with just like the stock, like HHKB Pros, because they fill the wider blocker with like a graphic. And I really like when boards do that, when they fill, specifically that, when they fill that blocker with a graphic. But I think it's so seldom that I think I see that. Like the Falcon did it. I think down the line, GOK's Lily is gonna do it with what is it, with like an LED, right? It is a really clean board. Had me considering hitting someone up trying to pass on a dub in my local Discord. Dude, it looks really good. Like that black looks really, really good. And the purple copper too is just like, it's such a good combo. Like the black was sleek as shit, but the purple copper is just like an amazing combo. Get in there. There you go. All right, I need to grab a cloth. It's like a blue Subi with gold rims. You can't really go wrong with it. Always the challenging part, getting the wire into TX stabilizers. How's everyone's weekend, by the way? Dude, Sabies 2 gotta wrestle with things. I haven't tried Sabies yet. Ada and I, we went out to go see Alice in Wonderland, the musician, not the film. You know, I think I'm not sure. It's I like her a lot. Dude, she goes hard. I like her a lot. But like I'm not like the hugest EDM guy. But in terms of where I was and the crowd and everything, you know, it's loud. And I'm not sure if I'm just getting older or if it's just a combination of the volume plus my slightly, you know, not as great interest in EDM as others. But the point I'm trying to make here was what I found interesting at the front of the venue, there was like a staffer who was just sitting at a table who was just offering earplugs. And me and Ada just went for it. We're like, all right, cool. And so we wore earplugs. Like, I've worn earplugs before, but I always just forget to bring them. I wore earplugs, and I felt like, this is a really good idea. This is a really good idea to wear earplugs. Especially because, like, we went, like, right up at the front for, like, maybe about half the show. I was like, yeah, this works. I like this. Weekend was too short, went by quickly. Yeah. No, BZ, I was actually messaging you while I was at that show that night. Saturday night. My guy, your taste is pretty cash money. Oh, sorry, didn't. No. It's all good. It's all good. No, you weren't disturbing me or anything. I willingly messaged. I was interested in the Vero, and I was very grateful. I was honored to have that conversation with you. All right. Any idea when they'll start shipping? My understanding is that it's soon. It's coming from Norway, but if I understood correctly, they are in stock. So, like, they're supposed to be shipping very soon. Is what I understand. Don't quote me on that. All right, I'm not about to jinx myself, but I think I am. There is like one outstanding raffle I'm thinking of that I would be very interested in continuing whenever it may be. I don't know if it's going to be this month or several months from now. I have no clue, but whenever these live oaks come out, I'm going to be interested in live oaks, silver live oak. They just ran a pink one, and there were a lot of L's. A lot of people saying L in the chat on Noxary's, or sorry, not Noxary, ATXKB's Discord. So I may be recruiting again with no clue as to when. But who knows, man? There's always some good looking keyboards coming out. I saw Fox Lab doing something called an ARC 60. And that seemed intriguing as well. Oh god, I just got a bunch of BDZ on my palm. Peter Poppins, welcome. Okay. I think we are good there. Ooh, wow, that one was easy to get in. Ooh, that one too. Weird. It's never that easy to get in. Maybe these holes are just bigger? Or maybe I'm just a pro. I'm a TX stabilizer pro now, getting these in so easy. Ho ho. I am pretty sure. Oh shit, that didn't make it. Fuck. Alright, this one I think I blew it. Wire didn't make it. That one did. Yeah, I can see here that I blew it that badly. I might want to retune this. Oh my goodness. Speed easy everywhere. Alrighty. Appreciate everybody being here tonight. Oh no. Alrighty. Bro, it's unreal. Unreal how good the Utah Jazz are. I'm like peeking at this game to the side right now, and it's just... This Jazz team is supposed to be like the worst team in the NBA, and I think they're probably one of the best right now. That's nuts. Actual nuts. But enough sports ball talk. Let's talk about how fun it is to put these shims in. I feel like these holes were drilled really wide because should not be this easy to put these stabilizers in. that's it for stabilizers, isn't it? So here's a funny thing. The plate is screwed into the case, so I need to get the plate, I guess. Check this out. We got a hex. I don't know what this bag was for, but I think I could just throw this away. Ooh, I might need a longer bit. I don't think that's not gonna reach. Most definitely not gonna reach. All right. I think I need to get those that fabled Geon screw kit set with the longer bits. What am I looking for? It's not in here. Found it. It's just sitting there menacingly. I have no clue. These are probably metric, aren't they? I mean, this would work, but why risk it? It's probably not standard. Probably metric. Also, kid got up when you asked me, but the weekend was good too. In short, like PZ said, dropped the fuel tank on the project car with my buddy. Had a chill day with the kid on Sunday. Nice. Ah, shit. Where is my 2? I don't think this is 1. Oh, it is 1. Wow. 1.5. I was anticipating an M2. Dude, this weight is nuts. The brass weight is super patinaed, and it literally says, I don't know if you guys can see this. Literally says 1 of 20. Does this mean that I'm guessing they weren't all individually engraved, and this is not the first one, but that it's 1 out of, like, each one is 1 out of 20. Okay. But that's still, like, that is really interesting that it says that. What would you guys do with this patina? Would you guys just leave it? Would you do something crazy with it? I'd clean it. What's the best way to clean it? I know that, I think a long while ago, I wasn't sure, it might have been you or it might have been someone else mentioned using, that green cleaner. I forgot what it was called. But I think I still have some of that. There's this brass / copper cleaner I've used on weights. Okay. Hammer Brother, what's going on? Welcome. Simple Green, yeah. Was that you? Who mentioned using Simple Green? Someone here at some point mentioned using Simple Green on my... It was my J02 that had like the weird patina. Like it wasn't even like a pretty looking patina. Whoa, my goodness. Jesus Christ, good Lord. Twinkle, no harsh chemicals? Okay. I'll try that out. I'm gonna set this down on something soft. Like this piece of foam I have off to the side here. Hit it with metal cleaner first and scuff and buff with metal cleaner if that doesn't work right away. I use it to degrease my bike. No idea about keyboards. I gotta try these. Ooh, here's a question. Are the plate screws the same as the case screws? If so, I would venture to say that this is like a pretty good board. Although I don't think... I think these screws are these screws different from each? I literally cannot tell. They might be the same. I mean, for the fact that I've unscrewed them with the same thing, I'm gonna guess so. But I guess I will throw these. I don't even know which one it was. I think it was that one. The cleaner will clean it, but it will start to tarnish again. I only cleaned the one because it had really distracting dark parts. Gotta reseal it when done to keep it fresh. I see. Part of me just wants to leave it. What's wrong with leaving it? Is there anything wrong with just like leaving it all weird looking? Like, is there gonna be a point of no return if I just leave it? I can count on your bills to be an HHKB layout more than I can count on my Canadian healthcare. Chomchi! Welcome. Yes, I can also count on them to be. Glad we're on the same page. Also, that brass is beautiful. This brass is crazy looking. It's all dark and like, I don't know, crazy looking. I don't know if I want to say beautiful because it just looks so crazy. Like, I don't know. It looks like brass out of like Indiana Jones. Like, looks like mold. Yeah, like it does. I love the, oh no. Will these even fit? Does this fit? Oh, that's a tight fit. These switches here. Plate fork? Do I use a plate? Is this the solution? Here to use a plate fork? Classic pandas on brass struggle. Alright, so fun fact. I've never done a build like this before. And I just felt like this might be an appropriate one. The person selling it to me only had a brass plate, and it's also a really old board. So, why not give this a shot? But I'm trying it now and thinking, is this a good idea? Aren't the Pandas 3-pin? If so, maybe easier to seat all the 1U switches into the plate first, then push them down onto the PCB. They are 5-pin. Okay, so I got one in. All right, I foresee some issues with this build. I foresee either the case being that I give up at some point, or that if I do proceed with this build, I will never rebuild it. Like, truthful, I'm not gonna lie. That's probably, if I proceed with this, I'm probably never gonna rebuild this. No, it's not gonna be that. Are they just that tight? Yeah, like my thing that I'm thinking of is how much of a challenge it would be to like try to just remove the switches from the plate. All right, let's use PC load letters plate fork. Okay, that one wasn't too bad. All right, I think this one right here is the spacebar switch. Why I separated it in the first place. Yeah, this does seem a little bit heavier. Panda housings are also thick. Yep. Okay, this is not too bad. You just gotta have intense focus. The plate fork helps. Not because it's a flexi plate, but just because like you're gonna have like the plate still collapse in downwards, even if it's not like into itself. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So out of curiosity, when people had Franken switched their switches like this, with these specific housings and stems, what were the common colors? Like, were they these with the, I don't know, this peach colored stem? But like, what color would the housing be in the original days of needs lube? Zero, welcome. For anyone who is classically trained in these Franken switches, what colors did they used to be? Yes, those all hex. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. All right. Very slightly cool off-white. I think the housings. And then these were like the correct stem colors, right? It's like a knight who says "nigh" when they hear the word "it." Envir Pandas were black stem, white housing. It's not a pure white. I see. So would you say that the, because I know there's a glorious version, right? Like, is that color accurate-ish? Stem color be a hello clear or true, so clear or salmon pink. Got it. All right, so let me pause here, take a look and see that I don't have any bent pins. I think we're pretty good on that front. Oh, I got one bent pin. This one right here. 2 bent pins. These 2. Oh, ROM Gaming. Thank you for that redeem. I will take care of that after I straighten out some of these pins. But thank you and welcome. Welcome back. Glorious Panda housings are probably pretty close the same, but the stems are yellow. I see. Sinvec with the eagle eyes. I believe this one was the other bent pin ones. Let me straighten these out first. And then I'll pull up a random vinyl. All right, they look straightened out. Alrighty. Shit, no they don't. Fuck. Dude, this guy. Can you believe this switch right here just bending every time? Third time's a charm. There we go. Alrighty. Heavier spring on spacebar, or spacebar and enter. Working on the last of my switches for my auger, and I have options. I typically just do the spacebar because I don't think enter is that heavy of a keycap. But that said, if anything, I don't know, but if anything, I would imagine technically left shift would be more at risk than enter. But even then, I still wouldn't. Like, I just do spacebar only. All right, we're not gonna. We just listened to that one last week. I pulled up damned first. Okay. All right, we got Biba Doobie. I don't think that's how she pronounces her name. I remember hearing her pronounce her own name several times, and each time I think that's not how I pronounce it, but each time I also immediately forget. She's also performing in San Francisco next week. 2 nights, back to back. I was just thinking about being adventurous. It sounded better in my head. Also, the fuck is this? She's, I don't know, I think she's like Australian. All right, let's find this. Patched up. Where are you? You're around here somewhere. What are you near? Okay, I found it. But I don't know. You could do it. I think I have done it before. Just like, what I've done it for before was like, when the springs I use are really, really light. This is in the distant past when I used to like really, really light springs. But when they were really, 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 really light, then it's like, then I'd put a heavier one in spacebar, or sorry, in enter and or shift. So maybe that might be where it makes a little bit more sense. Okay, the funny thing about patched up is It's like, it's the same as this other one, or like I guess another EP, I'm supposing. And it did come with 2 discs, whereas the one here on this page is only just like one of the discs. So, I mean, I guess it could just give y'all a bonus, just do both discs. Heavier springs on spacebar are nice, in my opinion. I always do it. I have it on certain keys for my work keyboard. 45 gram everywhere except F12, enter, and spacebar. I have 100 grams. Wow, that's a heavy spacebar. Yeah, like if you're going like with really light springs, like something that's like 60 grams or lighter, like on all your alphas, then maybe I would consider putting like a heavier one on shift and enter. And I also realize you're probably not using split right shift and you probably are using full right shift and full backspace. In those cases, I consider those two, maybe. All right, we'll do patched up first. Whoops. Okay, here we go. Just use stepped F12. There's stepped F12. I use F12 a lot for work. The program we use makes a lot of F keys. It makes sense in context. Gigabrain F12 presses give me the anger. Ah, shit. Okay, I could hear it now this time that this is supposed to be a 45. This hasn't happened since moving to my AirPod approach. That's Biba Doobie. Okay, another thing I need to do here is I need some keys, some keycaps, just to check whether or not this is all good. I have Oomka in front of me here. Not that we're going to run Oomka, but I do have it here. All right. Sounds good to me. All right. Yee. Okay, we're good. You got me worried there. That had a funny sound. Keycap puller. Okay, I think I can snap them in without the fork anymore, but remains to be seen if that will stay true. Doesn't fully feel like it, I'll be honest. I'm gonna put the play fork in. I have no trust. Some of these are tight. I'm going to leave this here. Ooh. 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 Here we go. Big brain, 60 gram everywhere except 72 on spacebar and 63.5 on enter, just for a slightly more satisfying smack. Oh, there you go. Do you use full backspace and full right shift? I mean, I know that like for me it's for utility, but for you it's for satisfaction. But just out of curiosity. So it's gonna be split backspace. Okay, 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 perfect. What a great build. That is an excellent build. I give that build an A+. Stacy Smash, welcome. Good to have you back. How's it going? Minus not being an HHKB. True, true. I give it an A. On a scale from 0 to 1, I give it a 1. Alrighty. Last one up here. You can get this fork in. There we go. You speak my language. How's the build going? Interesting so far. I've never done a build with these specific switches. And it is very tight. And so we've just punched in. Oh, now we've punched in all of these. Oh, was I really? I guess I really only made the perfect amount. Oh, maybe there's one more in here apparently. Okay. So I'm gonna flip this over, check for bent pins. Use my eagle eyes to make sure I have no bent pins before we kick off the soldering portion of this stream. My eagle eyes and my eagle fingers. Everything looking good. Good, good, good. All right, I think we're good. Alrighty. Very cool. All right, let me get set up here. I'm gonna tidy up and then set up. Maybe I should do that in the other order because I have to wait for the iron to heat anyways. This was a 2019 board, wasn't it? I believe it was that old, if not older, but probably that old. Gok, welcome. Mr. Gok, welcome. Welcome. 2018. Blue one looked nice. It's a pretty nice board, I gotta say. The mega low front height is crazy. Mega low. Which color you got? This is silver. Alrighty. We are heating up the iron. And I am tidying up my space if I can. Got my air purifier on, but I'm also going to crack open this window. All right. I'm going to grab one glove. Okie doke. I need to replace the filter on this fume extractor. Alright, we're going to do one row at a time because this is a brass plate. Alright, that one seemed worth it. So I did that bottom row. I'm going to do the top row now. Yeah. What's your push to align thing? I've heard you mention it before, but I don't think that I caught the purpose behind it. So the idea here is like in a perfect world, you have the switches seated into a plate, presuming that you're using a plate, like a plate build. And then the bottom pins, like the plastic ones get pushed through a hole or 3 holes, depending on if you're using a 3-pin or 5-pin. And the metal pins, the metal legs, get pushed through the holes with the pads that you solder in, right? And so, like the way that I look at it is that if you do one metal leg at a time, then that means it's like fully adhered into the PCB at one particular point. And when you press heat to it, then it's like you kind of are in this sort of like middle mode where it can be moved, but as soon as you remove the heat, it'll stay in place, right? Now, the thing is, depending on just the situation of what's going on with the PCB and with the plate, there's this chance that like all of the individual pieces aren't sandwiched together exactly in the perfect world way that they need to be. Like like a switch could be seated out just a little bit, whether it's in the plate or in the PCB. Presumably, like a lot of the problems are, you know, quote unquote problems would be from the PCB. But you could kind of just tell, like, just if you looked really, really closely, as an example, okay, that's the most I could zoom. Let's see if I can get the autofocus. Okay, if you look really, really closely, there's a chance that, for example, like one of these switches might be just a little bit more this way, just for whatever reason. Like it could be like a little, like not deep enough into the PCB. Or it could be like not properly seated into the plate. It's just like, who knows? More likely it's the former. It's just not being seated into the PCB perfectly. And so what's the problem with that? I don't know. I don't know what the problem with that is. Like, it's just like, I'm just trying to make it like nice. What I think the problem could be is not necessarily in this particular case with this board, because if the plate is stiff and you know all the switches are clicked into the plate properly, it's probably going to be fine. What would happen is like if there was like a whole side where this would be out a little bit from the PCB, then the way that it would align when you installed it would just like not be like perfectly level. But other than that, like with a softer plate, like one that just like flexes or just like, you know, warps a little more, it could be just anything. Like when you look at it from the side, it might be like, yeah, misaligned switches that would lead to misaligned keycaps, like Nap Wizard is saying. So that's kind of what I think the issue that could arise with. Now, is this 100% necessary? I mean, none of this is necessary, but you know, we're trying to put this together in a nice enough ish way. All right, I'm gonna flip this disc. Hopefully that explanation is helpful. Whoops. Oh, danger. HR Logic, welcome. Welcome back. Okay, I don't know if I hit all of them, but I'll just try wherever the heck I was in the middle here. So then sometimes when you're in the middle of doing this like single leg situation and you're actually pressing the heat and then pushing to align it properly, like you'll feel or even hear something that is just like it's clicking into place, and then you're like, oh, okay, this wasn't pointless. So what, you just push to this while soldering one leg and then go back and top solder the rest normally. So the idea is like I'll solder in one leg for any number of switches. I could do one switch, I could do the whole board. But in each case, just solder one leg, and then I'll come back around, and then like with my thumb here, like I'll push really hard while I press heat to it, so that I know that it can like be pushed in to align properly while I have heat in, and while that's still sort of pliable. Pliable, I don't know if pliable is the right word. So when you solder Mil-Max sockets, do you just avoid soldering the middle hole? HR Logic, the joke there is I've never Mil-Maxed a board before. So I don't have an answer to that question that would make very much sense. What I've heard is that you're not supposed to do that, but I just don't know enough about sockets, about Mil-Max sockets, so I don't know. Makes sense? Okay. Glad. The other very minor life hack when soldering for me is I solder the board upside down. So it's like I keep this is the top row here. Oh, this is the top row here, and this is the bottom row here. And the reason for that is that like as I'm bending, you know, I'm just like, I have the soldering iron here in front of me. I don't want any risk that I like press heat to these plastic legs. So like if you pretend my finger is a soldering iron, if I'm like leaning towards this way, I'm not as easily potentially hovering this hot iron over a plastic leg. Whereas if I did it like right side up, which is like this is the bottom, this is the top, then I might lean down into a plastic leg and then melt it. So. When you make plate files, do you use 19 millimeters or 19.05 for the switch spacing? If I recall correctly, it's typically spec'd out to be 19.05 on most common PCBs, right? Like in any case, what I think I typically do is like I'll find a plate file, and it's usually like that's already done. But if, for example, I need to make modifications to the cutouts, then it's like I'm looking at the center of the cutouts that are already there, and I don't know. That's kind of I think it's typically going to be 19.05 on the plate files that I have used. I think. Don't quote me on that because I haven't like really investigated this in a super long time, and I don't have like plate files up in front of me right now. So caution with the words that I'm saying right at this very moment. Properly, it's 3/4 of an inch or 19.05 millimeters. Okay. I guess I'll just pass it off to a local professional to mill max sockets for me. Yeah. Probably a good choice, other than to listen to my advice or lack thereof. I'm sure there's a lot of other streamers who have done mill max, who might be able to answer that better than myself, and maybe even folks here in stream. So McJizzle even. Okay, so when I solder mill max sockets, I like to use heat resistant tape over the sockets, and then I run back over each and press it in before soldering everything. I also try to make sure I don't apply pressure while actually soldering, just apply heat and push the solder in gently. Oh, there you go. I mean, yeah, what I do know is like anything socket related, I mean, it's like they're really tiny pieces. Like they're much tinier than the size of a whole switch. So there's a lot of care that you would have to put in, for sure. I remember I've done I did SIP sockets once for those like tiny in-switch LEDs. And after I did it that one time, I thought never again. Never ever again. The annoying part about those was that like you had to basically construct the switch with the SIP sockets in them and then put the LEDs in them before you actually went to go and solder. And the reasoning for that is if you don't put the LEDs in first, those SIP sockets are like, they could be really thin and they could just move around and not align themselves perfectly in the first place. It was just a whole weird thing. Doc Thumbs, welcome. I was wondering if makers were cheating now because that plate fork I sent you uses 19. Oh, interesting. Well, I think 19. Really? Well, what I do know is that the plate fork you sent me, like the actual like plastic fork prongy things are really thin, and I'm not sure if that thinness still accommodates for 19.05 or larger. I don't know. Noxary X60 R brass plate. Wait. Talk Thumbs, this is not HKB. It is. This is an HKB. The X60 V2 is not. Dark Mode Media, welcome. It's easier than you think. Normally tolerances on a mil-max socket to the PCB are fairly decent and don't really allow for error, but your mileage may vary and each PCB is different. Oh, okay. 2-1, welcome back. Good to have you back. It's only 4 UIs, so the accumulated error isn't big enough to notice with the extra spacing in house. I see. Yeah, I think like that's the thing. Like in aggregate, if if you're supposed to be doing 19.05, but you're talking like a whole row, that's where I think like, yeah, you would likely have some problems there. Maybe, I don't know. I would think you would have some problems there. And I think, you know what's funny is, oh, is that this? Oh, no, okay, there's some more song. What's funny is that I shouldn't do that, like potentially touch the iron to my hair. I think what's really important, like, and I've always thought this, but this thought has been kind of been a little lost from my mind lately. But I should always like keep in mind, like, it is like in aggregate, it's important. Like, I think that if you have like just as an example, if you have switches that are inconsistent, that could potentially be a bad thing, but that could be potentially not a big deal at all, because when you solder all the switches, then in aggregate it's probably not going to sound so bad. It's just going to come together and make the sound that you would expect. And that's why, like, I never really 100% understood, is there really going to be like that huge of a difference if you know, I don't know, using different lubes, maybe. Or like, you know, if you encounter one bad switch and it's like not really necessarily bad enough. I don't know. Something I thought about from before. $30 for a Milmax service is decent for local price here. That's pretty good. Got my hands on a Jane V2. Nice. It's worth it. I just like watching solder snap around the Milmax socket. Gonna solder the second PCB with Milmax on PC plate. Nice. Chris, caps lock as stepped control key or no way? Bad, which? So I personally don't, like, in terms of the legend, caps lock or control, like, I prefer control. But I don't really mind if there's no control. Like, it's not that huge of a deal to me, but I definitely do prefer control. Now, when you're asking stepped, because I always use control, even if it says the word caps lock in the cases you can't get a control key for whatever reason, I always have control there in terms of how it's mapped. I don't like stepped as much as like full touch, just because like it's not as easy to press. Like, it's a little further away from whatever I'm trying to chord, you know, with control in the first place. Also, I don't know if I've done the alignment here already. I'm just doing it again. Why not? Okay, I'm pretty sure I did this twice, but we're good. Okay, last row here for the single legs. So what time is it? Oh, it's about 10. Not bad. I feel like my streams have definitely been not as eternally long as they used to be. But I say that like this one can't become that. Huh. I'm curious if that's just like a... Okay, I think that's fading out. Alright, I think that this disc is done. And that is patched up. But, it's... I can play the second disc, even though it's technically a different EP. Are those just OG? These are Franken-switched from YOK Pandas and Halo stems, so I don't know if you'd call that OG. But you can check out the build. I also did a spring swap for them. For, I don't know, what I'm guessing are springs that might not necessarily be typically used. But I don't know, because I don't know enough about, like, I've never done this switch before. So, oh yeah, the friggin' switch that created them. Yeah. I mean, I think the OGs would be like the other brand who used to have housings, you know, harvested for them. Envire, I think. Which I don't know if it exists anymore, and I'm not sure if it's 100% exactly the same as YOK, YOK or whatever. Okay, so this is a 33. Why would they have one disc be 33 and another disc be 45? It's crazy. Alrighty. I wonder how they sound in comparison to Drops version. Me too. I've never gotten Drops version. I'd heard from a lot of people that Franken switching it yourself is better, but I don't know. I've never tried the drop one. I've never tried this until today, so. Ooh, that one was a good one. That one snapped into place there. Like that was a full-on snap. Okay. I think that covers all the first legs, and we have done all the alignment pushes. So the key now is just like, can we just look at it and see that everything like seems fine? A step I sometimes forget is just use the eye test, right? Like look at it from the side, do all of them seem aligned right? I think so, but might be worthwhile to just like kind of check to be sure. Let's try this guy right here. I think these are fine. Yeah, they seem... I don't see any immediate issues. Let's look at it from the side here on the bottom. Maybe one thing you could check is whether or not, like the plastic legs are like, they look deep enough. And I think for the most part, like, again, I don't see any issues. Like, maybe let's try this one here. Dark mode. Oh, got a little typo there. Yeah, we are running Biba Doobie right now. Love Worm, Disc 2 on this, like, double EP. Not really a 2 LP or anything, but... I don't know what you would call it, to be honest. I mean, this looks pretty good. I say let's just proceed. Alright, so we should be able to just breeze through all of these second legs really quickly now that we know that the alignment is, or should be, all good. And maybe it might be time to start thinking about what key sets to use, which could include the key set we just kind of looked at today, or just opened up the package for today, which is Muted 2. A key set that I had originally bought because I bought into the hype. then regretted because I'm like, why did I buy into the hype? And then now I'm looking at like, maybe this would look good on silver. We do also have Dandy. We do also have a number of other key sets too. Alright, so maybe one thing we could do is I will pull up my list of available key sets here, and I can just kind of spout them out before I put together some kind of official poll. Who is that? Sad Hacking, thank you for the follow. Do you have a list of all your keycap sets? I do, but it's not public. And it's, even as I'm looking at it right now, apparently it's not accurate. Because I guess I never wrote in that I had Muted 2 on the way. So it's not that useful of a list, apparently. I hope to at some point make it useful. Vin, what's going on? Me after my CRP R5 purchase about 10 minutes ago. What you say? Vin, what's going on? Vin, sorry about that whole situation that happened. Was it yesterday? Was it yesterday or this weekend? I don't know. But you know, I'm a little spooked right now, right? Like the guy got. You know, there's a whole thing. There was a whole thing. But, you know, hopefully I get what's coming to me. Did you go through? I did go through with it. So I did. But, we'll see what happens. Kind of a weird situation, isn't it? Alright, so we got, in terms of potential, I was debating whether or not to ask if you wanted a bundle. Oh, I definitely would have. I actually would have, but it literally didn't come into my mind as a possibility. Like, my brain's too smooth for that. Anyways. Okay, in terms of potential key sets to run today, we have Muted, as I might have alluded to several times here on the stream already. We also got Avantgardia recently, but I'm thinking of running that on the Vero, because that is like a purple on black. But it's like a funny looking purple. It's kind of like faded a little. A light-ish, faded-ish purple. We got Dandy. We got Dolch R5. We got Nuclear Data. We got Striker 1 and Striker 2. I feel like Striker goes better on a keyboard that has color. Like something that's not silver and not black. That might be it. I also have some non-GMK stuff. I have some CRP. 21 KB. I have DMK Ghost. I still haven't even opened that. Muted with accents. Did it come with accents? I don't even remember. But what I did know is that if accents were a separate kit, I don't think I bought it. But I will find out. I did just get the base. Oh, Rick Ross. Oh, Dark Mamiya, thank you for that. I'll run that after after this one ends, which is, we still have a whole other side to this disc. Although, I'm going to be real with you, I get this feeling that this build might not run too much longer, but I am certain that based on other streams, it probably will. It probably will run longer. So, giving you a heads up of the potentiality that I might need to run Rick Ross on the next stream. Speaking of streams this week, I am going to still try to continue to do 3 streams this week. I feel as though I'm definitely going to stream on Thursday. I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow. I think the likelihood of me streaming tomorrow is low. But the third stream would either then be on Wednesday or Friday, and I have no clue yet. I was going to make a comment in reference to the KMAC heavy build, but I don't want you to have to knock on wood. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. It's really, we haven't even hit the 2-hour mark, and somehow we're almost finished soldering. Which is a genuine surprise. Is what it is, all good? Yeah. I mean, there's always the opportunity to extend a stream if it's too short. There's a chore that I have that I've literally been leaving for weeks now, which is I have some photo film to cut up and sleeve, and it's just been sitting there now for weeks in a box. It's like you're trying to jinx yourself so we can listen to Rick Ross. I'll see how I feel, because I'll just throw it out there. I think that the build later this week, so you know, provided that we're doing 2 more streams this week, one of them is going to be a build, and that build is either going to be oh, I forgot to solder this one entirely. That build is either going to be a GAF 60 rebuild with different switches, or it's going to be rebuilding that Sangyo 60 with the proper PCB, because we used totally the wrong PCB last time around, to the point where it really looks stupid if you guys haven't already seen it. You guys go exclamation collection, look at the Sangyo 60, you'll see what's going on. We like our streams long pull. And then, so it's going to be, the build stream later this week is going to be one of those 2. Then the other stream is going to be a chore stream, which could be, I don't need to see it to remember it. That could be our opportunity to cut film then, or we could cut it today if today's stream is too short. Okay, I think that is it. So, let's try this. I shouldn't have turned that off, but whatever. Let's get VIA open. One second here. Okay. Oh, wait, that R was weird. Okay, that R seems fine now. That seemed weird momentarily. We'll have to keep an eye out on that R. Okay, our function key seems to be working. So this is not, doesn't appear to be VIA compatible. but that seems to be okay. Now that is weird though, that the right alt is left. But other than that, we seem pretty good. Whoa, what the? Oh, that was weird. Okay, so it does appear to be the case that the media keys do work. Okay. Alright, also, we need to flip this disc. It seemed to play whatever I was last playing on Spotify for a split second. Alrighty. I think we are good. Not VIA friendly, we're going to fix that. I don't think we have to. I mean, as it turns out, this appears to have the exact key map that I want it to. Yeah. I think the only thing is it doesn't seem to have these three, print screen, scroll lock, pause, but like those didn't even work in macOS anyways, and I also never use them, so we are good. Okay, so I will run a very long poll for what key set to put on while I assemble the board. So which key set? Let me look at our options again. Long pole. You guys like long poles. Yeah, I think no CRP today. Let's go with no CRP today. All right, 10 minute poll. Long poll, best poll. Poll is up. Get your votes in. 10 minutes. While I'll clean up here. I'll build the board. You know, the whole alphabet. I'm gonna close this window. It's getting chilly lately. I'm still in stream while wearing shorts mode, but it is starting to get chilly. We are approaching the winter, slowly but surely. All right. For those that haven't seen it, I got the Busy Town desk mat, which looks really, really good on stream. It looks great in person, but it looks even better on stream. Ooh. Nuclear. It's pronounced nuclear. just know we have the same decimal. Is that smooth or rough? This one's rough. I did get both, but the smooth is going to Ada. I like the rough. It's a pretty cool decimal, right? Just need a sick little Hot Wheels to keep on the corner. Oh, I'm too used to smooth. Oh, have you tried rough though? Rough is nice. I have a few that are rough. I feel like, I don't know if, yeah, I guess Archetype doesn't count as rough. I have the Brocaps ones. Those like came in rough. I was like, oh, that's nice. You're too scared to get rough? Used to what you're used to, huh? When did you get yours in? I just got mine in Saturday, but just opened it today. Muted 2 came in today, though. That's pretty cool. Tighten these screws. Ooh, DMK Ghost got a little sneak vote there. Sneaky. Oh, interesting. There are these like, whoa, this is, I've never seen this. Did you guys know about this? I never knew about this. Maybe you guys knew about this because you guys know everything. But check this out. Let's see if I can get my thumbs. Come on. Show me some love here. I don't know if you guys could see this, but there are these like little engravings here for where the opposite sides of your stabilizers would sit. I did not notice that the first time around. That is pretty interesting, I gotta say. Huh. Very nice detail, because it's like, it's so low profile that it's like, I guess like you have to do that. And it does look like it closes. I saw that and I was like, wait, like just right now I saw that, I was like, wait a second. I get it, but like, is this gonna work with TX stabilizers how you have those shims? Definitely not modeled on Illustrator. You don't think so? I think it might have been. Maybe. It could have been. You never know. Ooh, Nuke Data is winning. Nuke Data. Nuclear. Nuke Data. Dang, we got the whole family of votes here. Who is that? Oh my goodness, Thok Thumbs. Thank you. Thank you for the gift sub. Night Go Go. Enjoy the 10 best emotes on Twitch. which all of you can enjoy too if you're not already subbed. And on top of that, if you have your Twitch linked to your Discord and you are in my Discord, which can be found here, not only will you get notifications for when I go live, as well as brief, sparse discussions of things we do on stream here, but you will also get access to a sub-only channel, which will ping whenever we have pretty good giveaways. Giveaways that aren't just stickers or junk. Also, word on the street is that if you got Amazon Prime, you could link your account to your Twitch and then get a free Prime gift sub you should use to subscribe to your favorite streamers for free, which helps support this channel and gives you all those perks. Thank you all for voting. I don't live there, but please do the vote things. Yes. Please do the vote things. All right. Nuclear Data's running away with it right now, but I guess we can sit here and chill. And I guess I will do a giveaway after stream, or just after the build and everything. So I'll open up marbles in the meantime to make sure there's no updates. No comment besides eagle eyes. All right. I will slowly go. Actually, no, I'll still wait, because who knows? There could be like 5 votes that come in for any of these at the very end here. So I'll wait for a second. Continue just tidying up here. All right, looks like Nuclear Data has won. Now, okay, I'm gonna go find Nuclear Data. Did we finish this disc? Oh, we did. All right. And that was side B, so that's the end of this this whole record here. So I'm gonna go. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to put on God Forgives I Don't. Yeah, this is disc 1, side A. So we're going to throw this on, and then I'm going to go wash my hands. Be back in a minute. Alrighty. Thank you guys for your patience. Hope Nuke Duda gets a R2. I want it for the vibe, yes sir. I have always liked white on some color uniform, no separation between mods and alphas. Looks like I already have this all parted out for Cadet too. I got all kits, which included Cadet. Ooh, that sounds nice. Alrighty. QWERT. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. End up joining GMK Taiga to pretend I got new deck. Taiga looked really good. I don't even remember. Did I get in on that? I don't think I did. But Taiga did look good. I don't blame you for that whatsoever. Oh, I did. I did get in on Taiga. 890. Oh, this is R5. I forgot about that too. Barely hit MOQ. Oh. YU. Wow, so topical. So many years back. GH. 9. I like the moldy patina here. J. Alt. I wonder what I have for Windows keys. Oh, that's kind of interesting. You guys know how like you can hear records out of the needle? Like I can hear it, and I can also hear it because like the transmitter has a delay. Like I could hear how delayed it is. Aha, I got arrow keys. I'm pretty sure this came with like the Nuclear Data logo for Win keys. I'll look it up though. I'm not gonna lie, I'm like kind of stalling at this point because this has been a very short stream. Which says this Nuclear Data with Cadet. Cadet alphas. Yeah, that matching. Oh, I guess it is kind of matching, huh? That's like the first time this has happened, but not even this end, just just the device end. Oh, that feels pretty nice. Yeah, I feel a fast test coming on. All right. I wanted to see what GMK Nuclear Data looked like. Novelties. There's no, wow, they really didn't include R5 logos. They included the word nuke and the word data for 1U, but they didn't include any R5. Like they have it on R1. That feels like a big miss. It feels like a giant miss. I don't know if you guys agree with that. Huh. Wow. Alrighty. Whew. Oh, I guess we should run a prediction or something, huh? I feel good today. Just letting you guys know that I feel very good. I feel adventurous. Prediction period up for anyone who wants to wager some points. You know the deal. I'm looking at, well, 136 good, low? Is that what you think it means? What chores can I do? I guess I could do some chores after this. We could start organizing. We could organize all these key sets I haven't organized, but I'm not even sure how. Like, I have a bunch of key sets that are still in boxes because I haven't sorted out what empty bins I have. I have bins that are just all throughout all these drawers behind me just because I had too many bins, but now I can, like, I guess, pull them out and then just start using them for leftover key sets. 136, 132. Oh. Ooh, let me let's pull up a good nuclear. I need to do a couple things here. Modifier keys. I always adjust the modifier keys to like swap these two guys in Mac OS. So that way it's like it works in Mac OS, but when I have to use Windows, it works the way it needs to without any remapping oddities. All right, we need something green. Hedge. Hedge is probably good. 60. Okay, I'm gonna hydrate. Well, it looks like we're all done here with the prediction period. All right, doubting. Okay. Turn that off. Windows closed. Point that downward. Turn off this music. Ooh, okay. Get a little stretch. Alrighty, guys. This is the board. This is the Noxary X60 R 2018. USB-C PCB with a brass plate. We got TX stabilizers in here. The 7U is a Duroc wire, I believe. We got, for the switches, YOK Panda housings with Halo True stems. Excuse me, SPRiT Slow Extreme II. 68 gram springs. And we got GMK Nuclear Data here. So I'm gonna put this AirPod away as well. All right. 133 is our threshold. Let's get this a little closer to me. Okay, guys, you ready? All right, so I may have underestimated how weird the low front height and the low angle is. So oops. My bad, guys. That's a good sounding board. Sounds thick. Whoops. Yeah, it's definitely something. Hold on, let me try without. We're gonna try. I don't know if I like it without a wrist rest, but it's like I need like a very small wrist rest, a very low height wrist rest, maybe. Let's try a few more. Let's do a couple 30s here. Wow. Yeah, no, I think it's better without a wrist rest. Double or nothing, let's go. You guys want to? I mean, all right. Double or nothing. 266 words per minute. If you guys want to, I mean, feel free. No pressure to actually make the bet. We don't usually do seconds. But yeah, I think let's try it without the wrist rest here. I think it feels better without the wrist rest. Feel free. Ugh. I called 136. Yo. Alright, I'm gonna turn on the music till we get through to the end of this poll. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Go full in, Shoney's welcome. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. You guys are dumping in a lot of points, guys. I mean, it's pretty even. At least I feel only half of the pressure, as if everyone believed me versus zero believers or zero doubters and all this stuff going into the abyss, you know. All right, let's try it. I don't know. This is a weird one. This is a weird board because of, again, like the lowness of it. It's strange. Oh, I did it. By the hair of the teeth, you're lucky. Hell yeah. Yeah, this is a weird one. This would have to be like, I'm gonna use this board. I'm gonna drive this board for the next few days and not use a wrist rest, I guess. So I guess that wrist rest just goes there now on the stand. That's a weird one. All right, I think we still got a couple of like 130 and 215s left. 3K points turned to 11. Nice. Big stonks. Big stonks. All right. Yeah, this is crazy. I don't know. I dropped talking. I saw that. This is crazy. I don't think I've experienced like a typing situation like this before, where it's like I didn't know how big of an effect that this could have and how I type, to the point where it's like, oh, I gotta get rid of the wrist rest. It's actually slowing me down. It's actually kind of nuts. There's a wrist rest meta now. The board sounds killer though. I dig it. It's nice. All right, last one here. Not that one. That was really bad. There's a wrist rest meta now. I guess in this case, it's strange. Very strange. Alrighty. It's too early to end stream. I just letting you guys know it's it just is. Okay, so if you guys are cool with it, here's my plan. We'll run a sticker plus junk giveaway when I do finish, but I think it's worthwhile. Maybe we should just try to figure out how to organize these key sets that I've just had sitting around. Wait, that's a sick desk mat? Yeah, hell yeah. This is a sick desk mat. I agree with that sentiment wholeheartedly. I don't like this thing, how this thing shows up on the screen though. Alright. That is a sick desk mat, isn't it? Isn't it? I have one of these small ones here. I don't know if I'll need small or bigs. I have a few key sets. McJizz had a great childhood, I can already tell. McJizz had Hot Wheels. That's how we know. Chris actually finished it. Yeah, I finished it to the point where I am confused. I am confused, so I guess we're going to do some chores. And then after the chores, we'll run a giveaway. Y'all cool with that? All right, chore number one. I think our chores are just going to be organize these key sets. Let's go with this. OG Bone Shaker or Twin Mill? No wonder your name is McJizzle. Bro, the Bone Shaker. That's alright, but now my son's into a lot of stuff I was into, so I get to appreciate the stuff I liked as a kid all over again. Nice. That's cool. It's like getting toys again. What boxes do you use for those keycaps? I use these like Omni type sells these. These are like 3x5 index card boxes. Whoops. They just they just kind of like say it's Omni types, but it's from this company called Advantis, and you can find this on Amazon for really pricey. But we also found like a couple other spots that sell these. I think is that Bussy Town? This is Bussy Town. What we found was this place called Zorro. I think Advantis used to have a store themselves that sold this, but I think they stopped selling. Well, we found between Antixius and I, we found these 4x6s, which are good for like larger sets, like sets where there's multiple kits. This seems to be a little bit more useful. So bins are $3.39. Yeah, but then like you have to buy enough to like get the free shipping. That's like a big kicker too. If you're buying from Zorro, but like if you're buying bins, you might as well buy a lot anyways, because you're in this hobby. You're in this hobby and you're bound to just have a lot of shit, you know? I don't know. Yeah, that's a weird thing to say. Can't wait to have a kid just to play with their toys. Bussy Town by No Style. Alright. So what do we normally like doing? What we normally like doing here is... I saw... I was watching Alex Otis's stream earlier. I noticed there's this thing, I guess maybe a lot of people know about it, but KeebMat. KeebMat sells these like tiny mats, and I feel like getting those mats would be good for many reasons. Like I could use those for, I don't know, stabilizers, just like tuning stabilizers. So I don't have to bring out a whole mat for it. If I'm doing like, I don't know. But another thing I could do is like grab one of those mats here for organizing, keycaps into 60s. Dude's vibe, like I got my kid 50 plus Hot Wheels for his birthday, and he had as much fun as he did unboxing. Nice. Okay, here's what. Maybe this is a good plan. Let's do. I don't know. I need one of those mats, man. Yeah, this is not that good an idea. Alright, I don't hate this. Now that I've opened it up, I don't hate it. I just thought that like for a big period of time between the time I bought it and the time that I've actually received it here, there was like a significant portion of the time where I was just like, why did I buy this? This looks very mid. But now that it's in front of me, it's like, oh, this probably would look pretty good on this, on silver. Oh, does it not come with full touch control? That's a weird one. Forgot GMK muted was a thing. It reminds me of what is it called? Moto Light. Okay, according to this, Muted 2 is supposed to have a full touch control. If I just misunderstood, it's... Oh, wait, I just literally just took it out. What the fuck? I literally pulled it out. It was in my hand, and I was like, where's the full touch control? There we go, I get my solder on, otherwise I'll never finish it. Alright, no worries, dude. Did you get Mr. Sleeves to go with Muted? I did not. I love my guy Teja. I just don't know if I was ever really into like accents. Like I have a bunch of accents from a long time, like accent space bars, like stuff from like the first GMK group buys, and I'm just like, I don't even like accents. So I'm not a big accent guy. I love my guy Teja. He's my guy. But I think I like my key sets like, I don't know, what's the word? Like straight, flat, you know? Chris hates who? Oh, we're not going to put these F and J's here. Straight and flat. Like, what's it called? I don't drink. What was it called when you just get a plain drink? That's how I like my key sets. No accents. Neat, yeah. I like my key sets neat. Oh, we're gonna need these arrow keys. Oh, is this R5? What? Okay. All right. This set got way cooler after I realized it got R5. That was a cool set. This set's sick. You prefer mono sets? Typically, yeah. And that's why I was confused as to why I got this for so long, but I got it now and I'm like, oh, this is cool. It's pretty cool. Everything looks good. I have all the appropriate keys for the only layout that matters. So, is that Andre? It is. I forgot about this album. I'm not sure if I own any mono sets. Would love to get one though when the right one pops up. Yeah. Always gotta go when the right one, when it's right. You know, when it's right. Am I crazy? Didn't I just have one of those bags? Oh, hey, I could run this as a giveaway, junk giveaway. These Panda Springs. Yeah, let's do that. You guys up for some Panda Springs for giveaway later? Go along with a sticker. Plain Jane, nothing neutral. Yep, yep. GMK Minimal 2, white on black, black on white. Nice, nice, nice. Looks like GMK Nuke Data with no accents / novelties be looking clean. Yeah, it seriously does. It did come with like orange accents, but it looks good without it. You know who I think, like, you know what I think of whenever I look at a board that looks like literally like this is Ankit. Mr. Ankit. He was doing like a bunch of, like a big photo shoot with his doll, his silver doll proto, and then putting like Nuke Data on it. like, oh, like I feel like silver boards with Nuke Data. Look like doll. Any similar sets? Taiga. We were talking about Taiga a little bit earlier. It's like a two-tone green. Goes insane. But if you're asking in general about white on color, with no differentiation between the alphas and the mods, there's tons out there. I got a bunch of them. Depends on what exactly it is you might be looking for. It's a pretty simple set. I wonder if it fits in one of these littler bags. My guess is probably not. GMK Purple Knight was the same way, yeah. We need a GMK set. There is one. Actually, if you go to my there kind of is one. I don't know how super up to date it is, but if you go to my website, there's a tab called Resources, and at the very bottom there's this like key set database by I don't know the guy, but I found it at some point, and I thought like, oh, this is kind of useful. Let's try to see if this fits. I'm gonna doubt that it does. Big doubt. Yeah, there's no way it fits, because this hardly fits 60 keys. There's no way this is gonna fit like way more. I see. I can't believe Rick Ross got a Andre feature. Crazy. That's crazy. Put the 2 on a second line. One down, many more to go. Many more. Okay. I guess we're gonna do Avantgardia. Oh. It's just an order list of hyperlinks though. I'd only use a control F. Oh, never mind. Yeah, it does have quite a bit of info, yeah. Color chips even, yeah, in a lot of cases, if not all, because I think there are some where they kept the colors kind of private-ish, like especially more recent ones. Oh, weird. So Avantgardia had the old style banderole and these old style trays. That's pretty interesting. That's kind of weird, because it just arrived. There's been like other round or new updated version of these trays before this one came in. All right, my guess is maybe use this on the might use this on the debating. Okay, here's a question for y'all. Maybe a quick poll. Which number row? Oh my goodness, Frozen with the big ol' raid! Oh my goodness, Frozen, thank you for the follow. MidHS2, Lamboy7, thank you for the follow. Guys, welcome, welcome. We're about to run a little poll here. We're just doing some chores right now. Purple on gray. Guys, welcome. Frozen, how was everything today? Appreciate it. Hope your stream went well. We finished our X60 R build remarkably fast, to the point where I was so confused I didn't want to actually end my stream early. So we're just doing some chores here, which include organizing some key sets that I haven't gotten around to for some time. We're just running this poll right now. What I sometimes do is I'll do this thing where I'll in advance just like try to organize all these keycaps that I would use for boards, because I exclusively use HHKB layout boards, or pretty much almost exclusively. So it's like, well, if I just organize these keys now, then I won't have to later. And I might as well do that now while I'm like working to organize all this, you know? So my question here is, which number row should I use on this build for the whatever the build might be? I think it might be the Vero that Piece of Letters sending over. So we'll kind of see. The shades are terrible. I could see why. I was pretty sure you were starting another build. No. We're making up for the weirdness of a short stream by attacking more on. What were you up to today, Frozen? I guess all this weird. They didn't even have like a regular underneath tray. Built a Thera 75. Nice. How'd you like it? Haven't touched keyboards in so long. I see. Appreciate the raid, man. All right, white on purple actually won. Okay, well, you know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll definitely throw this in here, but I will also throw the Love Darkness row into a separate bag, because I'm just not 100% sure how this is going to match with the Vero purple, if this is what we end up using on it, but we'll throw this all together. Oh, it's the end of this side of the disc, or this disc in general. So I think there is a disc 2 here. Yep. We've listened to some Rick Ross. This was the other kit, by the way. So this extra kit was the regular alpha looking kit. Is this C? That is D. Where's the spindle? There it is. The white on purple is the one that came with base. Why are there 2 function keys? Came with 2 function keys for some reason. Let's look this up. Yeah, they just straight up included 2 of them in this base kit. It's kind of funny. Function R4 here, and then function R4 here. I got no explanation, but all right. All right, 7U, Alt, and Alt. We're going to use arrow keys for the wing keys. Yeah, thanks for sending over your community. Very appreciative of it. Need that barred F and J. All right, I think that's it. All right, that's what shit, my bad. Whoops. That happens a lot, doesn't it? Spooked. Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's get my stretch on. Got a little hydrate. Oh, I guess for y'all who just rated, I guess I could run a little type test for y'all so you can see what the board sounds like. To grab some Ziplocs in just a second, but let's do this type test here for y'all. A little monkey type. Let's stick around for a bit longer, but got work early tomorrow. Right on, right on. Well, if you want to stick around for, I don't know, a minute or less, you hear what this this board sounds like here. Catch you next time for sure. All right, right on. For those of you who are here, because you came through that raid, let's run a little type test, yeah? There you go. All right, let me grab some Ziplocs. What a great song. Not bad, not bad. Yeah. Yeah. You have to do all that on this track. I agree with the sentiment. Well, maybe he did. Alrighty. So that is base. Alright, and then we have this Love Darkness kit, which is just the normal looking number row. Whoops. And then I just popped it all open. Spilled it all out there. Okay, so I wonder, will I be able to fit this in a 3x5? I'm gonna guess I can. But let's find out. The problem is I need the 3x5s now. Try this. I know this album reminds me of a problem. I obviously do it big. Alright, let's check this out. Will this work? Will it blend? Yeah, it did work. Alrighty, what's next? We got Striker. Damn, my thing keeps dropping my transmitter. Or my AirPod. One of the two. Alright, let's do Striker. I guess I only got bass here. I also changed the okay. Title is now up to date. That's definitely all the keys rattling around, even in this R2 tray. Great job. Well done. Alright, so I have both Striker 1 and 2. Not the wisest thing I've ever done, purchase both, but it's interesting. I wonder how close the colors are. Cool, can I have them? Because I thought that these were a little closer to classic blue, but it doesn't look that close to classic blue as I'm looking at it right now. I'll throw the accents with this too, because the accents do look kind of interesting. It should be the same. No, I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be, but it's just I don't remember it looking like this. I thought it was like a little less dark. B and M. Shift function space. And then a left and a right key. All right. Let's go to Busy Town. Yeah. Chachi, welcome back, by the way. Chachi, okay, so here's the situation. I've been very, very procrastinating on sending out these packages. But one of them was that I wanted to get some photos of the board before I dismount the keycaps and send it over. And I was able to get some photos over the weekend. And at some point, I promise, I will be working to get these out. All of these packages. I owe a lot of packages to a lot of people. I owe so many packages to so many people. My kneecaps are at risk. Been pretty busy. It's funny. I'm busy because I'm spending all my time streaming. I've been trying to do like these 3 streams a week, and last week I did 4. And I'm like, I could just pause streaming so that I could spend some time working on these packages. But I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. Well, life's busy too. I mean, I've been working. I've been extending a little bit on these projects I've been going on. That have been happening at work here, so. Stream Wars, you add to your package queue. I'm gonna have to spend like a whole week working on packages. Night and day. Co-working packaging stream, no desk cam, no docs. I see, just the face cam. That's the same sample as All Right, huh? All right. Striker 2. Alrighty. Striker 2, good to go. What do we have? Oh man, it just never ends, does it? Never. Alright, Dolce R5. That desk mat. Oh, guys, Ada's here. This is the rough one, Ada. I'm gonna get you the smooth one tomorrow. Oh, hey, Ada's here. Oh, classic. Classic. Yeah, there's like foam all over this, or like potato starch. Yeah, I gotta start, like, because I have the 60 bags. I gotta put the accents in there too in case. Dolce, I'll snack on the potato starch. Faux the bugs. Where's our control friend? There it is. Control, backspace. Gotta grab the shift while we're here. And, oh, I think this side is done. Oh, I need another, oh boy. Okay, oh, there's the R4 function. Okay, one more side to this Rick Ross album. I was worried. I only saw an R5 function for a second. I was like, ooh. F. There's J. GH. Hello, streamer. Hello, chat. Oxy. Welcome. Yeah. Hello, streamer. I have this thought that you just like have this boilerplate. It's like a cover letter. Hello, streamer. To whom it may concern. Alright, what do we need? We need arrow keys. 7U. And 2 alts. Oh, we got alt graph. Is there no regular alt here? Let's find out. Dolch R5. Yep, only alt graph. All right. And then let's just throw in the accents in the same exact bag. Yeah. Why not? Oh, ooh, let's also put these fun ones. These fun guys. All right, I think we're good. I need to do this for at least a couple more here. Oh, wait a second. Wait 1 second. We have the Hangul kit. Yeah, I'm gonna crack this open. I think I made a mistake here. Where did I put that thingy? There it is. Oh, that like came in pretty pretty clean here. Okay, so how shall we organize this? I guess we'll put all this stuff back in here. Oh, Doge goes hard. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. It comes with these like extra keys that you just kind of don't really need. That's kind of interesting. Like those are just the same exact brackets. There's no sub legends on them. L. Semicolon. Is he just buy the Hangul kit and use the alphas from something else? I think like the idea was that if you like bought like all of the kits, or like you bought certain numbers of kits, like you could actually use these on like 2 different layout boards. I think that was the idea. It literally says here, if you purchase base, extension, and Hangul, you could equip 2 keyboards in full with Dolch, but like I don't have the extension kit. I didn't need it anyways. I mean, just wanted this, so it's all good. Oh, this guy right here. That also changes. I think I'm also gonna put some like the fun international stuff here as well. Just, we're already here. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think that's about it. Yeah. 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 All right. The important keys. All right. Yeah, I'm probably gonna need that. All right. Okay, so I'll put the remaining Hongo kit into one of these size bags. Alrighty, so there's that, and then finally the remainder, which is a lot of this base. There's a lot. That's funny. I guess you could, like, yeah, like, you could fake Dolce this by just getting some, like, white on black mods, maybe say from, like, Damaki or something. Just mix Damaki with cherry. And then you can make a fake Dolce where instead of, like, this dark, I don't know if you call it dark gray, dark bluish, grayish, just replace it with white on black. I can't imagine it would look that bad. You are right about that, Oxy. Although, in retrospect, maybe I should have gotten the extension if I had the opportunity. That'd be good to... I wonder, like, there's a way here, I think. Okay, base covers most layouts. Extension extends it. You'll not have enough for 2 full-size keyboards or 2 TKLs. So what I'm thinking is... Let me look at this extension again. So Hongo came with just alphas. Extension came with an extra tab. So I think you could definitely do like a TKL and a 60. Which would be cool, I think. Like I have TKLs that probably just kind of would like to have like a nice set on them. So I say like my KMac LE. I probably should maybe look out for an extension kit from somebody. I'm like looking around. I'm trying to remember when I bought this. When did I buy this? September. One second here. I've just made myself curious now, so this is a partial co-working stream now. When was this? Oh, wait a second. I don't think I paid the way I thought I paid. Okay. Is this a desk mount version of the kids' play rug? Yes, Tessa, it is. Welcome. Isn't it awesome? Look at this. It looks really great in person, but it also looks really good on stream too. That's rad. Yeah, it's so nice. I am trying to, oh, there it is. Oh yeah, okay, so I did only get the, this whole time. I mean, yo, this sick was real throwback, guys. Punk Shoe, welcome back. You just need some Hot Wheels. I do, I really do. What's the difference between smooth and rough? Literally that. It's like, this one just has like a little bit more texture. It's like not as smooth, but it's nice. I already have an R8 on my desk. Oh. Yeah, thanks for sharing the wisdom on the solder push. I had a good pop on the first few and most switches were good, but I also had a ton of good crackles / settling. Well worth the extra time. Yeah, it's just, it makes it nicer. It, like, there's a chance that like if it's really, really bad, there could be something wrong, but for the most part, it is just making things nicer. Does it feel like the rug? I don't remember what the rug feels like. I'm not gonna lie. I remember seeing this like plenty, but I don't remember what it actually feels like. I know what I want. I say go rough. Rough is nice. Rough is really nice. If you already have a smooth, go rough. Does it come with Hot Wheels? Nah, but I need to get some, huh? They should make a Hot Wheels where it's a keyboard. It's a keyboard, but it just has wheels under it. And then they should make an actual keyboard that has wheels on it. Oh my god. Idea. Uses micro machines. Oh, well. I mean, I think Hot Wheels actually fits this, though. Be the change you want to see in the world. I found this random bag here. Okay. We got GMK Uwu. We just sent the guy this 50 pack of Hot Wheels to unbox. I don't even know why I bought this, I'll be honest. Like, I really don't. Okay, ooh, this is ridiculous. Don't make me consider it. Alright, I guess we'll put this on the same one and we'll also write these out. Wouldn't want to do that because there's a lot of Hot Wheels build. Oh yeah, we got this build behind us. You made, oh my goodness. Little Stacks with the big old red. Actor Keys, thank you for the follow. Lils, welcome and thank you. And thank you for the follow. Ken's TVR. I don't know if I said that right at all, but welcome. Dude. Yeah, we just we did this X60 R build earlier. Right now we're just doing some mild chores because this build took too fast. I don't normally have builds that go this quickly, so you know, we did the build, we ran type tests and everything. I'm just like, oh shit, what do we do? So I had all these keycap sets in boxes, so I've just been like trying to organize them into bins here. Hope your stream went well. What were you up to? I know you were up to something good. You did the Jane V2, right? HHKB gang, hell yeah. Hell yeah. My collection is mostly HHKBs for anyone who's just tuning in for the first time. We normally do HHKB layout builds, all part of my personal collection. I don't think I've once had a single client up to this point. I just build keyboards and then occasionally, if they're really cheap, I give them away. Do you have a heavy? I do have a heavy grill. If you want to see my collection, exclamation collection. I have a little collection here for y'all if you care to see. All right, we have one more key set to organize, which is DMK Ghost. And DMK Ghost is interesting because it already comes in a nice little box packaging here. But I haven't really fully seen this to this point. But yes, I do have a heavy grail. I have a Veracity, and I do have a Ghost of Christmas Future on the way, as I understand. They're still in the middle of QC or something. It's been a long time. I got the PC plate, and apparently the PC plate has had multiple QC rounds, I guess. Bro, your collection is stacked. Yeah, it's too much, man. I think I'm I'm burning out on buying things. But like every now, like it's just like just a lot of cool boards out there. Like Vero just dropped. What else? Live Oak just had its first drop. I didn't go for that first raffle because I think I'm kind of pinked out. JR Keys, thank you for the follow. Oh, how did DMK Ghost turn out? I was pretty upset I missed it, but may pick it up on Mech Market at some point. I think, so I'm opening it for the first time. Like I literally have just had it in a box and haven't opened it. What I'll tell you is that these trays are really hard to pull apart. I am struggling here. Not gonna lie. Gotta slip in your fingernail in here or what? Oh, I think that record finished, so we're gonna go back to our stream playlist here. Oh, okay. So you know what actually did bother me was seeing like all of the, I don't know, the renders or whatever, and I noticed that like the space bars were like brighter. They were like accented, and I actually didn't like that, but I still wanted to get in on it because it seemed like a cool thing. But they actually did include space bars that match the set, match the alphas, so I'm actually pleasantly pleased by that. I didn't even notice it while I was going through this because I've been literally struggling to try to open this stupid thing here. Very, very child friendly. Time to sell some of your non-HHKB boards. it's time to sell some of my HHKB boards, to be honest. I have like stupid amounts of double ups. There we go. It's about time. HHKB Alice. Oh, that's my fave right now. That's my fave right now. Important note to mention there. All right, so the way I normally organize keycaps is because I only ever really run HHKB layout boards, like I'll split out the base kit into just the keycaps that I'll only end up using. And then I'll put that in one baggie. So when I actually go and do builds in the future and decide to choose which key set that I want to do and that I actually want to put together, I don't have to like organize it then. I'm organizing it now anyways. And I always use these little bins anyway, so it's just like that way everything's just together and consistent, you know? But it is nice how it is laid out for you in trays. Desk mat shipping is always high. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, especially like non-CONUS. Like you have to really like the way I look at it is that you have to really want a desk mat to make a desk mat worth it. Like and that's kind of why I've like cooled down on buying desk mats. You have to really want it. All right, that's 6. Okay. Escape. You got enter. This is 7U, right? Yeah, I'm not a big accented spacebar guy, so actually seeing this like arrive with this, you know, here is actually really quite. I feel good. I feel good. Also, I typically use arrow keys for Windows keys because I'm a boomer. That's what boomers do, apparently. The rubber hose ones are cool. They are kind of cool, but I never actually went all the way. I got the bro caps ones. The bro caps ones, I have them in rough. Those are pretty damn nice. Okay, we gotta find the right stuff. Backspace, hell yeah. We got that guy right there, of course. All right, and then we need to find out the right size. I always mess up because shifts are always like, I don't know. I never know. Yeah, that one's 2U. All right, and then I need alts. That's an alt. We got alt graph. And then we have a what is PN? They actually included a PN key. What is PN? I don't think I've ever seen this. You guys seen PN before? Alright, I think that's it in terms of what I need here. Cool. Punction. Is that like Tagalog function? Programmable function, which doesn't make sense either. I see. The Filipino pronunciation. Oh, so good. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I bought too much shit. Like, it's really starting to hit now how much shit I bought. Like, every now and then I think this because it's just like the way that I've organized my space. Like my apartment here is just like, oh man, I don't have enough space for this shit. And I'll reorganize. And I'm like, okay, I got some space now. But I think I've run out of rounds to reorganize. Like, I'm just like, oh shit. Too much shit. Alright, I need... You should get me to vet it for you? Vet my what? Huh? What? Alright, let me grab one more Ziploc, because apparently I didn't grab enough. Like one of those big sandwich bag ones. Okay. So... Apartment R2. I'm really picky with my purchases. You want to vet my purchases? I don't know. I'd be really bad with that because I'd be like, nah, I'm just gonna get it anyways. I'm gonna override your vetting. Like, no, I'm gonna get it. It's gonna be sick. But honestly, I'm also kind of thinking like, we're running out of colors. I feel like there's a point. There must be a point where, like, it's just like, oh, all the colors have been done. There's no more key sets to buy because every possible color has been done. You guys ever get that feeling? And yet somehow I still keep buying stuff. It's pretty hard when every HHKB is 10 out of 10. They really are. I mean, they're always so good. All right, you know, okay. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I think definitely what I gotta cut down is buying the two of the same keyboard. That's just excessive. I have two Karas and I have two Midways, and it's like I definitely gotta move each one. Like one of each. I was like debating, like, you know, Mr. PC Load Letter here had gotten a spot for me for Vero. And then Mr. McJizzle had offered, he found someone who had the other color. And I was debating, like, oh, should I just get both? Only do that for your favorite keyboard. Yeah, I mean, I do have that for my KMac Happy, which is already separately ridiculous. Buy my Kara 2, have 3. Like, 2 BMAX can be fine if you have 2 setups. Oh, what the? I did have bags. What was wrong with me? Does this fit? Oh, it does. Hey, hey. All right. All right, I need one more box thingy. Okay, no, guys. I think that's just about it for keycap organization. Of course, I need to clean the rest of the trash here. How do you think that ghost looks? I've only seen it on stream, but it looks kind of bad on camera. How do I answer that? In person, it's funny looking. Like I don't want to say it looks good, but I also don't want to say it's bad. It's funny looking. And I want to see it on a board. I don't know that I have a board to put it on right now. I don't know what kind of board you would put this on, to be perfectly 100% honest. Like the silver, I guess, because silver works on anything. Epsilon plus delta. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know how to answer that. I don't think it looks bad, but like right now it doesn't look like it's my favorite. One of the things is it's DMK Legends, which like I think anything but cherry or cherry style Legends looks kind of funny. But the actual like color wise, it's like it looks like milk, but like turn the brightness down. It's like just imagine that. Like imagine you're a camera, or imagine having a camera and then just turn the brightness down on milk. Yeah. All right, I owe you guys a giveaway. We got junk giveaways. Imagine you are a camera, not that you have one, but that you are one. That's a really fair answer. I watched Starfire mount her set. Okay. All right. I promised a giveaway to everyone who stuck around, and I appreciate everyone who stuck around here. For those of you who's tuning in for the first time, we normally run junk giveaways, and these junk giveaways usually contain a piece of junk and then also a stream sticker. A stream sticker being a sticker based on emotes that I have for my channel, which include Kawaii Drake, this alien with a cool S on its forehead, and then also a 3D cool S. And I have a couple different variants of each one of these. So sticker and some junk, and today's junk here is the Panda springs that I harvested out of the Franken-switched switches that we put into this X60 R. But I also realized that I owe the Raiders here a type test before we even get to this, because you know, I realized we got a big old raid here from Mr. Thax. Mr. Thax has sent over a big raid, so I think I owe you guys a type test for the build that we completed way earlier, prior to you guys entering in and watching me organize all these keycaps. So let's do a little type test for y'all. Where's the animated eagle? I gotta get one of those eagle stickers for sure. Okay. So let's get it. Okay, and so this is the X60 R. We have a brass plate. What else do we have? We got the Franken switch in here. You guys might be familiar with it, but it is YOK Panda housings with Halo True stems. Springs I swapped in SPRiT Slow Extreme II 68 gram springs, and that's why these springs are for giveaway. These Panda springs here. And then we got GMK Nuclear Data, or as some would say, nuclear data. All right. Okay, so let's do this 60-second type test. The really interesting thing about this is that I appear to be faster with no wrist rest. I'm a big wrist rest user, but the wrist rest is slowing me down. There we go. Oh man, Chris is the keeper who says HHKB instead of Knight who says Nye with regards to Frankenswitch names. Yeah. Alrighty. With that said, guys, let's run a little marbles here for these leftover springs and a sticker. So for anybody interested in doing so, feel free to vote for your favorite map or your favorite number from 1 to 67, knowing full well that 65 through 67 seem to be these Halloween/fall themed stages here. So get your votes in if you so care. Otherwise, I'll just go random. I don't really care. Also, I'll throw in this Makibo sticker we got earlier from, I don't know what this was from. Where did this Makibo sticker come from? Oh, the desk mat. So first place finisher will get the junk and sticker. Last place finisher will actually get to choose the raid target. So if you got any friends or you know, keyboard streamers you have in mind, or hot tub streamers, whatever, I assume it came from Makibo. Yeah, feel free. I'll also pull up some suggestions on people we could raid if you can't decide. I'm looking at some right now. We got Tim Keyless is on, Ms. Xing Wang, Tofu. Oh, Tofu Mania is on. Retro Maple just went on. We got a few keyboard folks if you need some hints. Alrighty. There's a tie right now. If anyone cares to break the tie, feel free to do so. We got a tie between what appears to be 60 and 62. Gerg's Splash Tactics Sea Venture and Emerald Downs. Today's okay. Panda Springs. All right, no tiebreaker. All right, I gotta click this button a bunch of times, and whatever I land on is what we'll do. All right, we'll do Emerald Downs. All righty, everybody. You know the drill. Oh, what the fuck? I've been on followers only mode the whole stream. Oh, no one tells me this. I always try to turn followers only on for these giveaways, but I'm supposed to turn them off. I always forget. So, oops. Again, the whole time. The whole time. But I mean, I guess it's good for getting followers. We all follow. Yeah, I guess you guys all follow me. So like, who would know? You know, maybe I could have SPRiT. SPRiT, people who control the offline chat. Try to figure that out. All right, exclamation point join. All right, so like I mentioned, winner gets the prize. Last place finisher gets to choose the raid target. I just have joined myself and added myself to this race. So if I win, I'll choose the raid target, and last place finisher gets the prize. Exclamation play to join. Oh, I need to put a timer on, don't I? Oh, Night 10, welcome. Well, let's do 2.5 minutes. We've already done like a minute of waiting. New Rose for you, welcome back. Arigato Roboto, welcome back as well. I feel like, okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there. This has nothing to do with anything I talked about, but I feel like for as much stuff I normally buy, I think I'm just gonna not buy. I'm not gonna buy things at the pace I normally buy. I'm just gonna put. I'm not saying I'm not gonna buy nothing, but I'm gonna hold off on my normal purchasing pace, knowing that we have Black Friday and Cyber Monday at the end of the month. It's just like you might as well just buy all the stuff then, unless there's stuff that's really time sensitive. Glad Nuke Data won. Yeah, this really reminds me of Ankits. Mr. Ankid's doll protos, where he was running nuke data on them. There have been some decent deals going on for 11.11 too. Are there? Feel that I had to chill on clothing purchases. Went a little too hard this year. Like, there's like switches I want to buy. Like, there's keyboard shit that I want to buy. But I'm just like, why would I buy like in stock stuff right now? Makes no sense to. All right. Oh, like 30 seconds left to join, guys, by the way. Appreciate everybody being here. Alrighty, guys. Looks like that's about everybody here. Good luck and welcome to the race. I kind of want to buy some Nixies to try them, but I also don't really need switches or keycaps. True. I think that's one. It's like the Nixies. I guess those probably aren't gonna go on sale because they're pre-order. But like anything in stock. Oh shit! I'm winning, dude. I'm crushing y'all. You guys suck. Y'all are trash. Oh, y'all gotta get it. Oh, Shoney's. Oh, oh, the balls are touching. Always buy first batch, second and third batch of new switches to chair. Always meh. Docked. Dang, everyone's all clustered up here. Oh, Insty? PC? McJizzle? Alright, one more lap, guys. Who's gonna get it? Oh, who is that? Oh, these curves. These curves are killing y'all. Alright, I definitely dropped out of the top 10. Dark mode media, Shoney's. Oh, it's looking real good for dark mode. Mr. Dark Mode. Oh, what is these? Like, there's some weird, crazy boosts. How do these balls even go? You know, it doesn't even make any sense. Oh, it's looking real good for Mr. McJizzle. Oh my goodness. McJizzle with the win. Congratulations. Do you claim the junk springs, the panda springs to go along with the sticker? I still got a bunch of stickers to send you. All right. We got McJizzle claiming here. Also, Punkshoe. Mr. Punkshoe, as last place finisher, you get to choose a raid target. And if you need some hints, we got Tim Keyless, Miss Xing Wang, and Tofu Mania. More springs for the spring drawer. Punkshoe, it's all you. And while we're waiting on his decision, if y'all haven't joined the Discord yet, join the Discord. Mostly for pings on when I go live, but also for discussions we have. And also, if you're sub to this channel, have your Twitch linked to your Discord, you get access to a sub channel where I ping you when the giveaways aren't crap. Also, if you got Amazon Prime, you know, you can also get that free Twitch Prime sub. Tim Keyless is removing something. Ah, interesting. Tim is solid for some late night debauchery. Raid Amaranth. Dark mode coming in hot with that chaos right there. Puncture's all you, dude. I got the /raid already and typed up right now. Raid Tim, man. All right, let's raid our good friend, Mr. Tim Keyless. Oh, followers. He has a follower subscriber only chat. So guys, make sure you're following Tim. I'm sure you guys all are. Mr. Tim is great. Definitely doing something neat. Alrighty, guys. If you are subbed, there's the raid message. If you are not subbed, there's the raid message. I will be back either Wednesday or Thursday. So appreciate you guys sticking around for the build. I think the build is really cool. And thank you for also sticking around to the end, all this crazy organization, all this nonsense. So guys, good night. McJizzle, good night. Arigato Roboto, Insty, Punk Shoe, everybody. Shouts out to the Raiders from earlier. Shouts out. Hey, good night, Mr. Night 10. Guys, I'll see you guys soon. Peace, everybody.